discussion and move to our lecture.
Go ahead, Rustam.
Yeah. Okay, so.
Recording in progress.
Okay. So I share my screen and. Okay, I hope you see my screen.
Yes.
Okay. Then, okay, I'm sorry because my camera doesn't work on my computer, but you see me from my phone, and also I hope you hear me very well. So my topic is on sustainable cities, challenges and prospects in Central Asia. I will focus on mainly on Central Asia, particularly on Uzbekistan and on such region as Karakalpakstan. So sustainable urban development is one of the key challenges of current time. Rapid urbanization, climate change, limited natural resources and socio-economic disparities require new approaches to urban planning and management. This issue is particularly relevant for Central Asian countries, including Uzbekistan, where natural conditions and historical heritage create unique challenges and opportunities. The sustainable city is one that ensures a high quality of life for its residents while minimizing environmental impact and using resources efficiently. And the principle of sustainable city is environmental sustainability, which means reducing, of course, pollution, efficient use of wastewater, use of water and energy resources, and its economic viability, which means development of local economy, unemployment level, and social equity, or access to services, equal opportunities for all citizens, and effective governance and public participation. Here you see the processing of wastes, both of solid wastes and cleaning of sewage or cleaning of water resources. And you see that if it's in European Union, compared to, of course, we even in Uzbekistan almost very bad situation with processing of especially solid wastes. Almost less than 10% is processed, while our neighbor country, Kazakhstan, for example, is nearly 25% they are processing. So in a case of sewage, of course, we are in a better position because almost 35% is processed. But so what you see the picture, mountains of garbage are. It's a headache for our citizens, residents. So what should be done? Actually, we should introduce large-scale waste separation, first of all. Even without it, recycling is almost impossible. Nowadays, people throw everything together, they mix, and everything is, and just recycling becomes here more expensive and inefficient. So we think should be used, introduce a large-scale waste separation, which gives almost, gives a quick impact, almost 10–15% of recycling just from sorting at the source. And then here should be, we mentioned that what is needed is at least 3 waste streams: plastic plus metal, paper, organic waste, and the containers in residential areas with clear labeling, which we use in big cities like Tashkent, but in towns it's not used nowadays. Just people just mix and throw. And also, we should build sorting and recycling infrastructure. Even if waste is separated, it still needs to be processed. So what's needed? We need waste sorting facilities in every region, plans for plastic recycling, paper recycling, organic composting. So especially important for Karakalpakstan, local mini plants, mobile processing units. Right now it's cheaper to simple landfill waste or just to bury in the ground. It used to be even we burned all garbages, but nowadays it's fortunately because of big fines from ecology committee, no one does that. But still, people just landfill wastes. So here is solution. We think that should be increased landfill tariffs, which means disposal fees, and subsidize for recycling companies, and of course tax increase incentives. In Germany, for example, landfilling is so expensive that businesses are forced to recycle. It should be the norm for in our cities too.
Rustam, do you need to change your slides or?
Oh, actually, I'm talking about garbages.
Yes,
Is that okay?
Sorry.
Okay. So, also we should introduce a deposit return system, which means a system for returning beverage containers, for instance. For example, you buy a drink, you pay a deposit, and then you return the bottle and you get your money back. And so up to 80–90% return rates for plastic and glass you can get. And one of the fastest ways to dramatically increase the recycling rates. So of course we have to change public behavior. We should educate from schools. Actually, in this case, in the university, at least we teach in our course sustainable development such behavior. And also should be public awareness campaigns, fines for mixing wastes. I know that in Sweden it's normally people sort wastes almost automatically, not only in Sweden but in all also European countries. So all these measures gives us within the 5 years, for instance, give chance to recycle 30 maybe percent to reach the level of Kazakhstan at least. Okay, then precipitation in Central Asia, of course, not bad. It's 200 and 300 millimeters per year, but we have two big deserts like Kızılkum and Karakum, where the only less than 100 millimeter precipitation per year. Also, the population of Central Asia now it's 84 million people with approximately 2% growing rate, and the leaders of here is Uzbekistan and Tajikistan, where the birth rate is much higher. And also migration, it used to be too much before to Russia for employment, immigrated to Russia for, it used to be more than 2 million people from Uzbekistan, but now it's numbers say it's around 800 because of war between Russia and the Ukraine. So actually in since 2022, since the beginning of war, number of labor migrants from Russia Federation to Kazakhstan increased. I mean, from Central Asian countries moved from Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, they moved to Kazakhstan. So main challenges for Central Asian cities, worn out infrastructure and soil pollution and efficient use of energy, lack of Green spaces, social inequality is the main challenges for our region. Talking about inefficient use of energy, so energy efficiency in Central Asia remains relatively low due to outdated infrastructure, high energy intensity in the economy, and high transmission losses. Regional countries, actually Kazakhstan is due to almost 60% they use coal, and Turkmenistan, for instance, they use mainly gas, and they depend on fossil fuels, and Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan mainly rely on hydropower, almost approximately 90%. And Uzbekistan now is actively transitioning from gas to renewable energy sources, mainly to solar and wind, constructing almost it's 23% of energy renewable from renewable energy sources, but our goal is reaching 54% to 2030, reach at least 54% of energy from renewable sources, from solar, and here you see the pictures of garbages, how the air pollution and the infrastructure war now. Okay, sustainable urban development in Uzbekistan. In recent years, Uzbekistan has taken steps toward sustainable development, which means modernization of transport infrastructure, development of green energy, mostly solar and wind projects, urban greening programs, digitalization, urban governance. And still we have, however, such as remains challenges like high water consumption, dependence on traditional energy sources, need to modernize housing stock, adaptation to climate changes. Okay, Karakalpakstan, moving to Karakalpakstan, is one of the most vulnerable regions in terms of sustainable development, largely due to the environmental disaster associated with the drying of the RLC. Key challenges is ecosystem degradation, dust and soil storms, deterioration of public health, limited access to clean water, economic vulnerability. Approach to sustainable development in Karakalpakstan. So, first of all, environmental measures, which means ecosystem restoration, for instance, planting saxaul on the dried bed of the RLC, water resource management, environmental monitoring also needed. It's also economic measures, which means development of alternative employment, support for small businesses, introduction of green technologies, social measures, like improvement of healthcare system, access to education, enhancement of quality of life. And also it's infrastructure solutions like sustainable water supply system, energy efficient buildings, development of sustainable transportation. So prospects and our recommendation is first of all to build sustainable cities in Karakalpakstan. It's necessary to implement integrated urban planning, it's strengthen environment policies, develop human capital, support innovation, increase public awareness. And in conclusion, I would like to say that sustainable cities are not only an environmental necessity, but also the foundation for long-term societal development. Central Asia, especially Uzbekistan and its Karakalpakstan, is at the stage of transformation where decisions made today will determine the quality of life for future generations. A comprehensive approach that considers the region's natural, economic, and social characteristics is key to successful, sustainable development. And thank you for your attention.
Thanks a lot, Rustam, for keeping to your slot. That's very appreciated, and I think we got the gist of what is needed in the region and in Karakalpakstan. I want to hand over the word now to Lovisa Lindfors, who is working at the municipality of Uppsala, where